Ghostbusters
Welcome
was
to.
great. Suck my dick.
uh, Welcome to Friday Night Party Line for Friday, July 15th, 2016. Tonight on the show, we've got a whole bunch of, actually, they're pretty much the same topics we talked about last week, but there's been so much movement on them, we're going to talk a bit about them again. First and foremost, though, we've got George. Hey, George.
Evening, folks.
How's it going, George?
Not too bad. Can't complain too much.
Yeah. We've also got Nelson.
Hello.
Hello. And we've got Churba. Hey, Churbs.
Hiya.
How's it going over there?
Oh, yeah, not bad. Took a good walk this morning.
Got your Pokemans?
Catching a couple of Pokemans. Got myself a Cubone. According to the pedometer on my DS, which I had in my pocket, I walked about 5.8 kilometers.
Ooh. Had some eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Yeah. So if you listened last week, you'll note that we're for whatever reason doing a second Friday Night Party Line in a row. We don't normally do that, but we did that because, as I said in the opening bit, we're getting. There's been so much development on the topics from last week that we're doing it again. But before we get into those topics, it's been enough time that we can finally talk a little bit about and acknowledge what happened in recent weeks, specifically the shootings of both the shootings of Alton Sterling, of Philando Castile, which were on the 5th and 6th of this month, respectively. And then on the 7th, the shooting of the Dallas police officers at a Black Lives Matter organized protest in Dallas. All of which are extremely horrific. The first two being what from evidence we've seen and reports that have come out to be exercises of rather extreme injustice, and for the Dallas shooting an event of deranged, misdirected anger and arguably just horrific intent. So, there's really not a whole lot to say other than that this appears to be developing into a rather obscene status quo in this country, and how quickly. Yeah, go ahead, George.
I don't think it's developing into an obscene status quo. It's been the obscene status quo, and I think things are hitting that breaking point where something has to change. And
Yeah.
And I think that's what we saw with the shooting in Dallas, is that basically this guy hit his breaking point. He's just like, no, this is enough, this is bullshit, and I am tired of it. And they think we're these crazy mass murderers. I'll show them what a crazy mass murder actually looks like.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see more things like the Dallas shooting.
We can only.
I know.
We can only hope not.
I can only hope not, but I think that's if things don't begin to rapidly get reformed, we're going to see more events like this as the black community basically lashes out at any avenue they feel they have a way to get some kind of a change started.
And it's not just the black community, but their allies as well in this. Obviously there are a lot of. Big part of this movement big part of this problem is that there's a stunning lack of empathy and perspective from a lot of people outside of the black community. But the black community and its allies are increasingly frustrated by this, these events that seem to continue to happen. Rather draining, if nothing else. Right then, so Pokemon Go?
I was wondering how you were going to do that.
No.
Just
Just like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're not. We're not gonna go straight
Pelican,
to.
man.
I know. We're not gonna go straight to Pokemon Go. What we're gonna be going on to is a little less. Well, I'm not gonna be hyperbolic. It's a lot less obscene and horrific than the most recent events. However obscene and horrific it still is, Donald Trump has finally picked his running mate.
Is it Pikachu?
It's not a Pikachu. His name is I think it's Michael Pence.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's-
Which really confused the hell out of me when people first started, when his last name first started getting brought up on Facebook, because
Right.
we know a guy who goes by Pence. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what? We lost Nelson. Oh well.
He'll come back.
He'll be back. They always come back. Hey, Nelson.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Yeah. So, Michael Pence. He's interesting. He's an interesting choice for
He's a
Trump.
one-cent guy, let's be honest.
Not
Huh?
really. He's pretty boring choice.
No. I mean, he's an interesting choice for Trump, considering that they have a lot of differences. They have a number of notable differences in terms of their political. Well, such as the fact that Pence called Trump's idea to build a wall stupid, for one, and he thinks banning all Muslims is a stupid idea. And he said so over Twitter I'd say about 6 to 8 months ago.
To be fair, if you're looking for Republicans who at some point have not said that fucking Trump's ideas are complete maniac nonsense, I think he'd probably be running out of people to even ask.
Well, I was kind of hoping Trump would pick Newt Gingrich. At least that'd be kind of funny.
No, he should pick Howard Dean. Because he's going to take the White House. Yeah!
That was a political moment right then. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's and that logo. Oh God, that.
Oh man, the logo. People have been animating the logo.
I just hope that some genius on the campaign decides to use the slogan that they need TP for their border hole.
But I have found the best animated logo.
Oh, the one Samantha Bee put up?
I don't know if that's the one.
The one where the Breaking America's Mattress, I think is what it was said along with it.
Maybe.
That
sounds about right. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the one. That is a very professionally produced GIF.
That really was. I was kind of impressed.
That's fucking smooth, is what that is.
Yeah, it's just so. It's really for me the red line that's bouncing with it.
Yeah.
That's what's doing it for me.
Also, if you want some unsolicited advice, if you are going to bang someone in a position where you are sitting on them and they are sitting on something else, don't do it on the edge of your bed if you have a spring bed, because you will destroy a couple of springs there if you do it too often, and it is bad times.
Yep.
Especially if it's on the side and you keep fucking rolling out of bed like a jamoke. Don't fucking do that.
But there is one other logo that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
This was put out by Planned Parenthood.
Oh boy, what do we got? Ha! Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
So for the listeners, what they've done is they have very tastefully applied a condom to the tea, and I'll let you figure out the rest from there on your own.
Yeah. I was just editing last week's episode, and I keep hearing Kate's voice ringing in my ears that she hopes that this is, a performance art as opposed to a legitimate campaign. She was talking about what's his face at the time, Surgeon McSleeperton.
Carson.
That's
Carson.
the one, Ben Carson. But
Oh man.
but I hope it might be the case for Trump as well. Although apparently he's come under lawsuit, or rather I should say another one recently.
Another one. Eh?
Yeah, another one. This one regarding, I think it was a tax evasion, perhaps. We'll see how that turns out.
But yeah, Chris was looking at this, and she was like, "This logo, this can't be real.
I thought so too.
Can't be serious. This whole campaign is a joke. He is having one over on the entire country."
Well, every time anybody who's come out of that campaign is interviewed, and they're invariably asked, well, what are things like inside the Trump campaign? Almost invariably, they say it's a mess. Mm-hmm. So, I can see this being a result of such a mess, but I still didn't really think it was real when I first saw it.
I just can't get over the fact that they've decided to make that particular logo. I mean, aside from all of the jokes about it looking like the T is penetrating the P, which I'm sure was probably part of the vetting process.
It was probably on purpose. They asked Trump, and it's like, "Yep, that's what I want."
There's also the part where it looks a lot like the logo of a couple of white supremacist groups who tend to like having the sword punching through things imagery in blue and red.
Phallic
in a
symbol.
Very similar way.
Phallic symbol.
Someone else changed the TP to a swastika.
Hmm.
And I was just like, that's what this stands for. I'm like, but there's so many good jokes to be had here with the TP.
You went for the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, going straight to the Nazi imagery is it's too easy.
Too easy.
Not into it.
Yeah. All right.
So, combining topics.
Yeah.
Fucking Pokemon Go and politics. Hillary Clinton is apparently holding an event at a Pokemon gym or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have to be the Clinton holding an event at a Pokemon gym, because I don't think you can just make a Pokemon gym. So.
About that.
Do tell.
Okay, so the question is still unclear on if they're accepting submissions, even though people have found a submission form.
Oh.
Who knows? But, well, either way, it's not going to happen because they're still working through the Ingress backlog, and the last time I checked, the Ingress backlog is like 12 months long. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
If you are a business, what you can do is you can actually buy or sponsor a portal in Ingress that sits on top of your place of business.
Mm.
And all of the new portals that come up in Ingress immediately pop up as either gyms or Pokestops in Pokemon Go. So if you buy one in Ingress, it'll immediately pop up in Pokemon Go as well.
Ah, very nice.
Yes. So it's a roundabout way, but it can be done. But anyway, the other thing that she's doing is, she's mentioning Pokemon Go to try and get people to the polls and things like that. And she's mentioned it a few times in speeches, and people have been really fucking angry about it for some reason.
Did she mention Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Like, who cares about Who really cares about Pokemon Go? Let's be serious here.
Literally
a lot
the entire
of people,
office.
George.
Pretty much everyone, yeah. Like, seriously.
I don't get this game.
Oh my God! The Trump campaign put out an ad for about using Pokemon Go, calling Hillary a crooked Hillary Pokemon. Oh goodness! Please tell me they're gonna get swatted with a C&D from Nintendo.
Oh, please. Oh, please. But,
It's so easy.
the thing is, like, the thing that I can't understand is that people are giving fucking her shit about this, and if Bernie had said, like, oh yeah, we're having an event at a Pokemon gym, so make sure you bring your fucking phones, like,
Then that
people
would be
be
going
like,
insane.
oh man, he's fucking super slaying at Grandpa. Good on you, man. You know, yeah, Bernie. Next thing you know, we'd probably have fucking Sandersmon fucking memes everywhere. It's
I
like, guys,
know.
come on, get over it. Could you be any more obvious that you don't give a shit about politics and it's just about hating Hillary because you've bought into fucking 25 years of propaganda, you fucking jamokes.
That's two jamokes from Churba this episode.
Yes. We're all trying new and interesting things, swearing around the world.
It's good. That one's a keeper, I think.
I like it, yes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But Pokemon Go, I think there have been let's see, how many deaths? How many deaths attributed to Pokemon Go already?
So far, none.
I think.
I mean,
well,
we're
two
never
men
going
fall-
to.
No, there were at least 2 deaths. This I know. Hang on, I have a link. I've been
I'm pretty sure the
doing a
guys that
fair
walked
amount
off
of
the cliff
research.
lived.
Let's see. 2 men fell down a cliff.
Dead or alive.
Did they die?
I'm looking.
Speed it up.
The extent of their injuries was unknown.
If they're saying injuries, then I'm pretty sure they're alive because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if they were dead, they probably wouldn't say it was unknown.
Okay, but at the same time, if you fall 90 feet down a cliff, if you didn't die, you've managed to be blessed by luck in that particular
It
instance.
depends on what we're calling a cliff here. If we're
I
calling
have
a
actually.
precipice.
No, I've been to the specific cliff they're talking about. It's in
Did you
Encinitas.
fall off?
No, I didn't fall off. But it is pretty straight down. So if they didn't die, they're very lucky. But they were drunk and they walked off the cliff playing
So-
Pokemon.
So
Drunk.
what does the
were
Pokemon
not-
have to do with this?
It was
they're
related.
They were drunk, they're not looking where they're going, they're fucking wandering around in the dark paying attention to their phones instead of what they're doing. And people are saying that Pokemon Go is what caused these guys to fall off a cliff.
Well, that's the more salacious headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are you repeating it?
Oh, because it's so much fun.
Nah. But I think
but-
there's going to be a lot of traffic deaths related to Pokemon Go that
Oh
just,
yeah.
that,
A
but,
15
but are never going to be attributed to Pokemon Go because we're just not going to.
Well, it's not going to be. It's not, and it'll never really be Pokemon Go's fault because you really should be paying attention to what you're doing. Like there's
I was driving home yesterday. I was driving down Route 28, which is a big 4-lane highway, and there were some fucking kids on the shoulder clearly playing Pokemon Go.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like, what are you fucking doing?
A 15-year-old girl day before yesterday was hit by a car because, again, she wasn't looking where she was going and wandered onto a busy roadway. And she's blaming Pokemon.
You know
I'm
what?
blaming her being a fucking moron.
Here's the thing: is I kind of like slightly side with her. I mean, I don't blame.
Really?
Here's the thing: is kids are fucking dumb.
But
This is a well-established fact in our society. And
how
putting-
does that
but
put
basically
the blame
what
on
we're doing is
Pokemon?
We're putting a carrot on a stick in front of them and leading them everywhere. So, I mean, yes, it's not completely Pokemon Go's fault, but it's a little Pokemon Go's fault.
It's not in any way Pokemon's fault.
You don't
Come
need
on.
You don't need to look at your phone the whole time. It literally vibrates and like does all sorts of business whenever anything pops up into range that you can interact with. I don't look at my. Like, I went for a 5K walk this morning, to, like doing Pokemon Go stuff. 99% of that time, I'm just rocking along, listening to podcasts, and occasionally just tapping my phone through my jeans pocket to fucking make sure it's still staying awake with the screen off. In power staring mode in my pocket.
I go back to my previous comment of kids are fucking dumb.
I'm
But
fucking
kids-
dumb.
But kids being dumb does not then put the blame on Pokemon.
Well, the problem is they're minors.
Well, then they should go back
What?
into their minds.
Fuck.
Gotcha. No, but come on, just because I mean, look, they're kids, right? But
Yeah.
we let kids go out biking.
You let kids the same age as actually slightly younger than that girl own and operate motor vehicles.
Well, not here in the.
Mhm.
Well, maybe
Not
some
in the
places
US.
here in the U.S.
Like
No.
in the US, you
How
can
old
get
is
your
she?
license at like
15.
She was 15.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
so at her age rather.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I thought she was 17, and I
No.
know most places you get your license at 16 in the US anyway.
I got mine at 15 and a half. That's the Rhode Island, the law.
Yeah, they've
So we'll
moved a
call
lot
it
of them up
close.
to 16 and 17.
Yeah.
We'll call it close enough.
Yeah.
That rough age range, depending on your state.
Yeah.
And we let
But-
those people operate motor vehicles. If they can't operate walking, then I think there is a problem.
Listen
Well,
to
I
this
mean, look,
from.
it's pretty-
Listen
it's
to this
pretty-
quote. This quote from her mother. Listen to this quote. When she called and said she got hit by a car, I blamed the game because she would not have been out of the house. My daughter is a hermit.
That's.
I think I killed Churba.
I think Churba is dead.
Oh, that was fucking. That's brutal. Her social life is never gonna recover. Oh, good work, Mum. She has done more damage to her teen social life than all of the bullies in her school could have ever done. It's just like one time she
no,
left the
but
house,
the
she
thing
got hit
is-
by a
No
car.
one's ever gonna read that actually
But the
goes.
thing is, I was reading that quote out of the article, but I watched the video when her mother said that, and she was being 100% earnest. It wasn't like she was trying to put a sick burn on her kid. That is really what she thinks.
I know, I've seen the video, that's what makes it the best part. I just fucking laugh every time I hear it because it's hilarious. But she's basically just like, well, if it wasn't for this game, my daughter would have been inside being fucking useless.
Oh.
Inside playing Overwatch.
As you should be.
Biggest loser in this whole Pokemon Go thing.
Die.
But yeah, no. When I come home and I see these kids wandering around at dusk when I'm coming home from work, and I'm just looking at. I'm paying extra special attention to them because I just see them. They're always like this, with their
know.
heads down in their phone, sort of waddling. And I say, what? Have you forgotten how to walk? Have kids forgotten how walking works?
Yeah, people really need to look and watch the fuck out where they're going. I fucking nearly took a dude out the other day at the roundabout near me because he was like running across the road because, you know, a Pokemon had popped up. And I fucking nearly creamed him because he was at dusk wearing fucking black jeans, a black jumper, and like fucking had the hood of his black jumper up. So like fucking I could barely see the dude until my headlights hit him, and by that point I fucking practically locked up the hooks just to not hit him.
For Americans
So, what the
listening,
fuck are you
jumper.
doing?
For Americans listening, jumper translates to sweater.
It was more of a
I
hoodie,
believe it
but not the kind
translates
of
to
hoodie with a
hoodie.
zip.
Yeah.
In this case, yeah, it's like
In
the
this-
kind of hoodie that doesn't have a zip, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Like a hood. Well, I mean, hoodies in the U.S. are there's the pullover or the zip-up type. So that's
It's a pullover.
that's a hoodie.
On the other side of this, Pokemon Go has apparently done quite a bit for small business thus far, to say nothing of Nintendo itself.
Hmm. Well, how has it made money for Nintendo?
The in-app purchases.
In-app purchases are making it's something like 2 million a
Yeah.
day or something.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
4 to 2 million a day.
Yeah. and then just the jump in the stock price.
Oh yeah,
As well.
they gained like 7.5 billion in stock
Yeah.
price.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. But-
Obviously aggregate, not per stock.
But here's
And
the
it-
thing: I had never understood this about stock prices. When a stock price goes up like this,
Mhm.
but the company didn't actually sell that stock, how did they make money?
Because they still hold a portion of their stock.
Yeah.
So
when the value-
portion they hold is worth more.
But how does that make them money?
It doesn't
it's-
make them physical money. It's not like they can go pull that money out of like a bank or something. What it does is that it increases the value of the company.
It's
So
sort
if-
of like a promise of money.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
It's like a bond.
Like you have something that's worth a certain amount, and it's worth more or less depending on how much it sells for. So you can essentially say that it's worth X amount of dollars, so its value has increased or decreased that much if you sold it at that particular point.
It's like if you have a bunch of like baseball cards, and suddenly there's a run, and suddenly the baseball copies of baseball cards that you have are suddenly more popular and are worth more. Now the baseball cards you have are worth more. It's like that.
And now you are worth more as a person. Capitalism ho.
Capitalism, ho! I gotta get my
That's
brother
really
playing that
depressing.
game so he can become a capitalism ho.
You live in America, it's inevitable.
Yep. But yeah, small businesses are doing fantastically clever things like buying lures and putting them on Pokestops near them, and apparently it's working. Businesses are getting increase in foot traffic, and people are coming in and buying their goods and stuff. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean this is and then Pokemon Go is apparently helping people with their depression. And this, I first found out about this through an article on Science Alert, but I did some digging through my friends who I know suffer depression, and it really does work.
Well, I think it's been upsetting my dog a bit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's built for like 4 walks a day.
I've seen the pictures of the dogs.
What's a Pokemon?
What's a Pokemon?
Actually, no, I'm just kidding. That dog literally has more energy than a fucking fusion reactor, I swear to God. I could run her all day, and I think probably the only time you would realize that she was tired was when she literally dropped fucking dead.
Uh,
Well, speaking of which, we had to rush a dog to the emergency vet at the dog park the other week because it was a fucking Not a Dalmatian, the fucking runny ones that they just banned.
Greyhounds.
Greyhound, that's one. Oh yeah, they banned greyhound racing in New South Wales because it was horrible down there, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, there was this greyhound, and it was just running around like a fucking maniac, just carving a streak around the dog park. Just like not really paying attention, just hanging out, talking to other people. The dog has just fucking straight over collapsed, like just face planted and slid along the ground, and I'm just like.
I feel bad for laughing, but the visual of that is just—it's like squeak,
Well, yes, a moment of sorry for those of us who don't get visuals.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm making you feel bad about that. I don't actually care.
I don't actually feel too bad about that, but it's just like.
Anyway, this dog's just come in and just fucking. Along the ground, like not even rolled, just slid along the ground. I'm like, he tripped, and then it didn't get back up, and I'm like, he tripped. I'm like, this dog ain't getting back up. That dog fucked. And I'm like, I just wandered over, and like, this dog fucked. Yeah, that dog was pretty fucked. It had actually run itself into such a state of exhaustion that it had to go to the vet.
Oh, poor little doggo.
Oh, gee, and I was like, I didn't even know that was the thing that happened.
I mean, of all breeds, greyhounds.
When I saw the fucking owner later in the week, apparently it's because that greyhound is really purebred and it is basically inbred to fucking Jesus Christ. Like, basically the only thing it knows how to do is run and eat. And if it's not eating, it's running. So.
Have you guys heard of the Sylph Road?
Yes.
That's George. Have you?
No.
Get drugs from Fidji's.
No, SILPH. SILPH. Like a Sylph rope.
Like the Sylph scope.
Yeah. What it is that it's an independent project to conduct research on Pokemon Go. So you go and you join, and you mark down when new Pokemon pop up, where gyms are, where encounters are, what Pokemon popped up where and when, whilst you're out and about. And they're collecting all this data to try to figure out the mechanics of Pokemon Go and do research on that. And I think this is really cool.
They're researching Pokemon.
They're researching Pokemon Go, and it's really interesting. I joined just so I could get a peek at what's going on in there, but they've got a pretty complex operation going on, and I love the approach they're taking with their logos and stuff. So like you can use you can use their logos and they make it all available for you. But you can use their logos and put it on stuff, and you can sell them as long as you're selling it at cost. So I think that's a pretty interesting approach. Pardon. Yeah.
Also, literal fucking wizard when it comes to organising events, Jug Blomberg, who also does things for PAX OS with Reed and hosts the excellent Game Hugs podcast. Go listen to that. He tried to organize a small poker walk, and it actually turned out being like 2,000 people small.
What? That's awesome! Holy moly!
Did you guys talk at all about the mechanics of Pokemon Go last week?
No, I don't.
Nobody knows what they fucking are.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the problem, I think. I've actually a couple of days ago, after I started playing, I immediately shot an email off to the programming department of the next con that I'm going to coming up in like the beginning of September. I'm like, look, I know it's after panel submissions, but I want to submit a Pokemon Go panel, and they're like, yeah, go for it. What are you linking to CAD for, George?
Because
The
It
comic that
perfectly-
never
it
changes.
perfectly illustrates the mechanic I want to talk about.
Copy and pasting.
Oh no! That's horrific. Oh jeez.
That's how
No.
Pokemon Go works.
That no.
Yeah, it's
I was
it's
describing
pretty fucking
this-
horrific. But what about the content of the comic?
So I was describing this game to my non-gameplay, like non-board gaming, video game, like don't game friends at my card club on Wednesday, and I said, so what it is it's dog fighting the game, and you run around and you catch puppies, and you put most of them in a meat grinder to feed one puppy to make it strong enough to fight other dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now do you see why I'm not super enthused about this game?
Because you prefer cockfighting?
Exactly.
No,
More
no.
exciting with the flapping and the spurs.
I've been having a hard time leveling up my Pokemon because I never
Yeah.
seem to have enough Stardust. Which
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
a sentence.
Stardust is the big gate for
Which is not-
leveling up Pokemon.
Which is not a sentence I ever thought I'd say in my life. But there you go.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the mechanic of the game because it's basically like almost nothing to do with a Pokemon game as we sort of know them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, the big issue I have with it is that I go to the gym and I have these eggs, right? First of all, you can't play the game if the screen is off. It's not like it's like consistently counting your steps or whatever in the background.
Nope.
The game has to be on always.
That is actually one annoying thing about Pokemon Go compared to their previous game, Ingress, which is with
Yeah.
Ingress, you could actually lock the screen and it would still keep doing stuff if you locked the screen with the program open or if you let it lock itself.
Yeah. But
This doesn't.
it's like it wants your attention constantly. Second, hatching eggs has to be movement via GPS. And I said this on Facebook, but it pisses me off that when I go to the gym, I can't just hop on the treadmill and hatch a bunch of eggs.
You can't do what I do with my DS and play coins and just put it in my pocket and fucking jog in place while the kettle boils.
My friend
Yeah.
tried putting hers on her Roomba.
Did that work out?
No,
It would
what?
actually work better than running in place because it at least moves your GPS signal around a bit. I mean, it's not going to be fast by any means, but it'll fucking move a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe I
did
should
have
make a cell
when
So
phone
that
map for
video
my
I
RC
saw
car.
about the guy cheating at Pokemon Go was the total fucking bullshit farce, wasn't it?
Yeah.
well,
The-
not
did you
quite.
see the
It
one
was
like the guy
it
who
has
put
a
it inside a
great-
bike wheel?
yeah, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit, yeah.
You know, he put it
But,
in a bike
yeah.
wheel, and then he put it on a turntable, and the last one was he tied it his spot to a string and then attached it to a ceiling fan.
The ceiling fan one might work slightly, simply because you're moving it enough distance for the GPS signal to change slightly.
I don't think so.
But it's not going to
No,
work
no.
very much. That'd be slow as hell. Like, it'd be about the same speed as when I put my phone down on my metal mouse pad, because that fucks with the GPS signal just enough that it doesn't lose it, but it also thinks I'm walking in about a 10-meter circle.
Sure,
I've
but
hatched,
are
like,
you
3
cheating
eggs
at
that way.
Pokemon Go?
You know what I
Fuck
think
it.
I might do? I think I might make a
I'm
little
a
cart.
journalist. I don't have time to walk that much.
I think what I might do is
Yeah, actually,
there's
that's the
all
same
these Pokemon Go meetups around my house because there's a ton of Pokestops nearby. What I think I might do is that at one of them, I think I might take my RC car and make like little phone holders for them, and while everybody's just sort of chilling around, just say, "Hey, everybody, put your phones in this," and I'll just drive it in a big circle.
You gotta be careful not to drive it too fast, Victor.
Ah,
It
that's
won't
right.
count.
Yeah, yeah, it won't count. Oh man, this game is.
The cutoff is 15 miles an hour. I've discovered through highly scientific testing.
Wait, you can do running?
Yeah,
Huh.
you can run, you can jog, you can do all that shit. You just like above a 15 miles an hour, it's like, nope.
So
I'm
wait,
just.
I can hatch eggs while I sit in beltway traffic?
Probably,
Yes.
eventually.
I think it's just insane as to how quickly this exploded.
I bet you've heard that before.
Yeah,
Huh.
obviously.
Uh,
I mean, it's not exactly a unique thought, you know, but.
Oh, I'm sure.
Also, I love, and this is also not a unique thought, but I love how befuddled a lot of the media just simply is by Pokemon. Like I was listening to this
I wouldn't even
NPR
say
story.
befuddled, because like literally half the journalists I know, and that is not even an exaggeration, literally half the journalists I know are fucking playing Pokemon Go.
I mean, and, like I've heard like 3 or 4 NPR stories about it, and they're like, this new game called Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Where they seem, you know, you throw these balls at these pigeon-looking monsters. And that's a
Okay,
not
Victor,
pigeon.
first of all, it's NPR.
One of them
your
looks
voice
like
isn't super
crabs
loud.
with mushrooms growing out of it. Thank you.
yeah, it's just.
You need to be more soothing for NPR, Victor.
When they play these games where you throw balls at these pigeon monsters on the screen, but these monsters don't actually exist. You have to look at them through your phone.
You have to look at them through your magic box.
I mean, seriously, if you look at this from the perspective of someone who's like 60 years old, they're just like, what the fuck are you kids doing?
Pokemon.
Why are you wandering around looking for things that aren't really there?
Because drugs are expensive and this was free.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, so we've about exhausted that topic. Does anybody have anything they'd like to plug before we bring the show to a close? Or if there's anything you want to bring up? Yeah.
Nope.
On Facebook, there is a comic artist named called Noob the Loser, and he's been
good
doing
comic.
some really amusing Pokemon Go comics lately. I have very much enjoyed them. Also, I just enjoy all of his comics. They're just really amusing.
They're good. Get good, scrub.
Get wrecked. No, that's not his.
The one that says
Oh,
Noob
no,
the
wait.
Loser?
Hold on.
The one that noobtheloser.tumblr.com, that's not his?
Never mind. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm
Actually,
wrong.
there is one thing I would like to plug. People going around getting all like fucking, oh, Team Mystic, oh, Team Valor, oh, Team fucking
Instinct.
Instinct.
The
Yeah,
one you're
woo,
on,
woo,
Chirba.
woo. I'm on Valor, fuck off.
I thought you were on Instinct.
Nope, I am fucking red as a sunburned ass, mate.
Okay.
But anyway,
Anywho.
fucking, no, man, Team Harmony. Be chill. Don't be
Yeah,
dicks to
for
people.
real.
There's a dude in my area who rolls around and he is such a... Even to people on his own team hate him. Like, just be cool with people. It doesn't matter what team they're on. It's fucking fake bullshit monsters, man. It's a phone game. Get over it. Just be people to each other. Be nice. You're all enjoying the same game. Be fucking
I
chill.
think it's the people who
Honestly,
used to
fucking
play
alive.
Candy Crush They don't understand this being nice to other people thing.
It's the natural tribal nature of humanity.
I saw this one article where this journalist was talking about how she didn't want to talk to all these creepy men that were talking to her while she was playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
that'll
no,
happen.
I'm on board with that. That's understandable. She does not owe you her attention just because she's playing the same fucking phone game as you.
Nope.
She doesn't owe you fucking jack diddly squat fucking
Yeah.
so much as the time of day. Fuck off and leave
Well-
people alone, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
be
they
nice, but if they say, like, fuck off, then off you fuck.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is she was not saying fuck off, and they weren't being really rude about it either. They were just like, "Oh, you're playing Pokemon, cool."
As
yeah,
far as I
it
can
seems
recall,
like she
wasn't
was
she
reading
like, hey, yeah, just playing, bye. And then the guy tried to follow her and then invite her to a separate area to do something else after she kind of went, yeah, cool, off you go.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's definitely too far. But most of it just seemed to be.
I love how Corey Taylor stopped the show. Corey Taylor of Slipknot stopped his show to catch a Pokemon.
Hey, look, man, he knows what's important.
Right. Yeah. Pokemon. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna bet that this sort of fizzles out after about 4 months. I don't think this is gonna go too long. I don't know.
I only give it a month.
Yeah. Only a month, huh?
It is buggy as fuck.
Well, they're working on that apparently.
Yeah, they're not working fast. Basically, here's my problem with it: is they released it in this state, and I have a fucking iPhone. This is the gold standard of shit should work right on an iPhone.
Right.
If it doesn't work here, Android has no fucking hope. There's just no way.
Actually, mine is I'm on Android, and mine has literally never had a problem, except when it was related to servers, which are not an Android problem. There's too many people on your fucking servers problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Network because I'm on Telstra, and Telstra has this funny habit of the entire network going down on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, my issues are, server and connectivity related too, so...
My game freezes all the time.
Yeah, I gotta say, dude, like, you are
All
the
the
only
time.
person I've heard who is having these problems.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Really?
don't,
Just
like,
me?
I don't know anyone else, like, iPhone or Android, who's having, well, not
My friend
having
Boyd is
issues,
having
but
this
having
problem,
issues
too.
with the sheer frequency that you're having issues.
Might be
Like,
just your phone, dude.
Yeah, no. How is it the phone? There's nothing wrong with the phone.
Ah, man, the phone is a computer too. They
It's
get
a
buggy.
It's a 6S in a little chassis. That's all it is. It's brand fucking new.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I have several times actually.
I think it might just
Reinstalling?
be your...
I've actually gotten good at the. Oh crap! My Pokeball catch has frozen the game yet again. Double tap, slide up, open the game again. I uninstalled the game because I just got fed up with that because I was spending more time loading the game than I was playing the game.
Well, hopefully... Well,
So,
you're not playing it
listeners
anymore.
out there, our listeners, are you having as much trouble with iOS Pokemon Go as I am? Because this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, if you are, like, get
Leave a
in touch,
comment.
and we will pass on to George, like, if you found any solutions or anything like that, too, because...
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
Nelson
Oh,
alive?
apparently, Nelson? Yeah, he's there. He's just...
Are you
didn't
having?
reply.
You have an
Oh.
iPhone, right?
So apparently, hang on. Apparently, my sister is watching the show right now. 59 seconds ago, she commented, "Team Red! My phone couldn't handle it, but my tablet works fine. Sans some GPS issues." So, sorry, George. It might just be you.
Well, Nelson can't talk to us right now, so we don't know.
It's true.
It's not. So it works, but it
Nelson
crashes a
Jones.
lot.
All right,
Oh.
it's an iOS thing. Okay.
Apparently, they've actually made some updates in the last few days.
They got some updates.
Well, the first problem was, I know Victor wants to end the show, but we're gonna run it long.
No, we're gonna fucking steamroll whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He doesn't control this
I know.
shit.
The first issue was.
I'm just gonna like. Here we go.
We have taken over the show. It is
so the
now
first
the co-host
issue
Junta.
was it had full access to my Google account, which was,
Did
all
you
of-
watch the Tom Scott video about that, George?
I did not.
Yeah,
But here's the
literally-
thing. If Google tells me in Google's dashboard that something has full access, what am I meant to think?
You're meant to think it has full access, but just because it says it has full access doesn't mean it really does.
Doesn't mean
What-
it's using it, but it could
No, what-
have it.
No.
No, that
no,
it
George.
didn't.
No, George.
Why not?
So what it was is because Niantic, however it's pronounced.
If I take this one, Vic, because I can
Yeah.
do it fast.
Go
All
ahead.
right, go for it.
Okay, basically the kind of token they issued was the same kind of token they issued for Ingress, which was developed while they're at Google, and since it's a Google product, it had an extra hook in there so that it could, if necessary, be upgraded to an Uber user token and hook into your Google services, which is perfectly acceptable when they're a company that's part of Google.
Yeah.
They're not part of Google anymore, but
Yep.
they must not have changed the token that they were using for that fucking, I believe it's OAuth flow. I'm not the expert here, but Nelson's
Yeah, it's
unfortunately
OAuth.
having connection issues. But yeah, they didn't update any of the code they were using for that OAuth flow, so it was saying it has full permissions because when updated, which it could do without your notification because it thought it was a Google product, then it would have full access even though most of the time it doesn't on the regular token. It's basically defaulting to telling you about the highest possible level, not the actual level.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like if that's basically what I was reading was, okay, it's not probably using full access to my Google account.
Oh yeah, you
'Cause
can't
there's
even
just-
do it with the app alone. You have to get into it from the outside with other stuff that's a bit beyond me.
And I understood that, but it's still just sort of like, it's very unnerving to open that and see, like, why is Pokemon on the same level as me in my Google account? That's like, what? No.
Pikachu
George.
creeping on you.
George,
Yeah.
we all live in a Pokemon world.
Exactly. And also, I had to sign in all the time.
I live
Oh,
in Australia. That's like more Pokemon World than I think you realize.
The first weekend I had this game, every time it crashed, I had to sign in again. It was obnoxious as fuck. Because I have two-factor authentication, so I'd have to type in my email, type in my password, look at my watch, get my number for my two-factor, and then open the game. It was, but they fixed that, at least, in the latest update. They also fixed the permissions hook thing, so it doesn't have full permissions anymore.
Yeah, it's switched to a different kind of token. So
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all good now.
Yee.
But yeah, it's still it's apparently just buggy as fuck on iOS.
And I should point out for fairness to the people who were saying it's a security issue, yeah, it kind of fucking was. Like, that shouldn't
Yeah.
happen. It was perfectly innocent. And
Yeah.
there's no actual reason to believe anything actually happened or anyone took your data, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because
That's my
just
problem.
bad
You know what it
practice.
was? It was lazy programmers copying code.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Exactly what it is.
And here's the problem: is that shit is fine for Ingress, but
oh,
they
really?
are on. No, but I mean, like, they are on a much larger stage now.
Yeah,
They
I
need
suppose
to
so.
be much more careful with what they do.
And
Because-
the other thing is that they don't have the resources from Google to fall back on anymore. They can't just fucking whip up the phone and go, "Hey, Google security fucking wizard team, can you take a break from casting magic spells and send a few guys over to look this over?"
I mean,
Yeah.
they fixed it since, but I mean, here's like the implication I see. So it doesn't, it has full access to the account, but it isn't using it. But what if some malware gets on an iPhone and attacks that vulnerability?
But the malware, that's a brand new aspect to this whole Pokemon Go thing, because in regions where Pokemon Go hasn't been publicly released, there are malware versions of Pokemon Go that are out and about, and people have gotten bit.
People are throwing out compromised APKs of Pokemon Go, and it is fucking
Brilliant,
nightmare.
but evil.
Don't pirate Pokemon Go. You'll fuck up your phone. And
Don't pirate
probably your
Pokemon
life.
Go, because there's no Pokemon to catch.
Don't pirate Pokemon Go, because if you do, you are the Pokemon. You have been caught.
Soft targets in the Pokemon world.
Like all these fucking Zubats infesting my fucking city.
For
It's
us,
mostly
it's
mostly
Ratatats
for me.
and Pidgeys in Northern Virginia.
Got a Pidgey infestation.
To be fair, like I can't really say it's inaccurate because I mean, let's face it, a fucking foot-and-a-half long bat is still a pretty common sight to see flying around the nighttime skies here.
Yeah.
No, we have bats too.
Are they a foot-and-a-half long?
Wings.
I don't think he's ever stopped.
If I were to
measure
probably
that.
grab their
No.
wings.
I'm not talking that way. Wait, that looks the same because I'm on a camera, so I'm in 2D. Fuck.
Oh, you mean the length of the body, not the
Yeah,
wingspan?
I'm not talking wingspan. I'm talking like head to tail.
Okay, yeah, we don't have bats like that. Ours are more in the 7-8 inch range, I think.
Yeah.
Probably foot and a half wingspan.
The most common species of bat in Australia is not, in fact, a common bat. It is under the genus thingy, whatever.
Genus.
It is under the family of megabat, which is good.
Megabat? That sounds
Megabat.
like a Pokemon.
Wait, so
It's
wait,
amazing.
so the
It's
Australian
a mega
bats
evolution of
are
Zubat.
evolved.
It's a Australian bats are mega evolutions. That's what they are.
Yep.
Ugh.
It's a suborder of Megachiroptea. Chiroptea? They're also called fruit bats or old world fruit bats, and they are buck huge. Well,
Damn.
the ones I see regularly are. There are others which are quite small.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. I'm sending you lads a photo so you can see a colony of bats hanging out in a tree and being big.
We're looking at them, and wow, Jesus!
I told you they're big.
What in the world are you guys feeding those things?
Fruit! That's why they're called fruit bats!
Jeez, they
What
got
they do in their spare
fruit.
time does not play into the name.
They're feeding them fruit with like what? With like steroids mixed in or something? Goodness.
Well, our fruit's pretty big too, so you got to be a big bat to handle a big fruit.
Ugh. Is there anything right with Australia?
Is there anything not overly enormous with Australia?
Goodness gracious.
Well, the
I
side
mean-
of the road, the side of the car we drive on is right.
The people and the cars in Australia are fine, but oh my God, what is wrong with you guys as continent?
Also, as someone who is like 6'4", I don't think it's right for me to say that the people are average sized.
No, I don't say the people are average size, but they're not
Oh.
evil.
This one looks like a flying bear.
I don't even know what to do about them. That's just a gigantic.
Nothing. It's just a bat. Fucking leave it alone.
It's
Don't fuck with it.
I think this one might be shopped, I'm not sure.
Number one rule of fucking any animals is don't fuck with it.
yeah.
Why would you fuck with it? Is it fucking with you? No, then don't fuck with it. Fuck off.
Wow. All right.
This is
Well,
Australian advice. Fuck off.
with that, I'm gonna bring the show to a close. So, all right, next week and the week after we're going to be doing episodes of Acceptable Vices to make up for the 2 FMPLs in a row. Until then, you will see us next time on Acceptable Vices. Thank you, George. Thank you, Churba, and Nelson's fucked off. So,
He took my advice.
so you'll hear from us next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.